because I happened to be the plate umpire in that game.
Yeah.
And other games with Bob. The Tugwell got the whole story wrong because it was actually at Robinson High School. We had an argument. That game, myself and Bob got called probably at, I got called at 6:30 to go to the game for a 6 o'clock start. It was when West Springfield and Robinson were both 7-0, game of the week at Robinson High School. And so I get a call at 6:30 to come to the game for a 6 o'clock game. Bob gets called from the JV field at West Springfield. He was working the extra inning ball game over there, so I get to Robinson High School and they say, well, we got some umpire from the JV field coming up, right? All right, whatever, that's cool, nothing to play. No big deal. And Bob says to me, realize they're all happy we're here now, but the first time a call goes against them, they're going to come out at us like, right away and go crazy on us. So it just so happens, anything can happen wrong in a baseball game, happens in that baseball game. And I believe it was the bottom of the first, bottom of the second inning. Thank you. And we had a ground ball on third baseman, and they throw to the second baseman, ball hits his glove and goes flying, and Bob's coming up calling him out. And then here comes Tugwell running out of his dugout.
No, he's in the coach's box.
Coach's box, thank you. See, I knew he came from the third base side.
Yeah, no kidding.
So, he came out.
He started out. He never got out.
He started out. Right? He got out on that one. Because he came out, because I remember, because Sean Camp was the catcher for Robinson. It was the big game, because Evan Williams versus L.J. Yankowski was pitching. And Sean Camp, who's now playing in the big leagues as a pitcher, was catching. And, they're getting the argument, and the whole time Bob's going like this to Ron Tugwell. He said, I got the effing call right, Ron. I got the effing call right. So I couldn't hear him, but Camp goes to me, he goes, man, that umpire looks like a coach the way he's arguing. That game happened to end on an obstruction call that Bob called at Tugwell as well, so he was kind of
a fake tag.
It's a fake tag obstruction call. They broke up the 0-0 tie in the 6th inning. But one of the reasons I'm here, guys, talking is because I talk the fastest. Because Bob's usually up here talking, so it'll go pretty quick, hopefully. But I have a long history with Bob. I first met Bob. I didn't really meet him. I saw him because he was this, skinny guy, big-ear umpire in 1981 when I was 11 years old, over at Acton Park in the North Springfield League All-Star team. So actually, I was 12 years old. Excuse me. And the following year, I was in the 13-year All-Star team. I was actually a pretty good player my day. Like John, you great. John umpired my games also. There's a trivia question. I think Al's the one left. But anyway, so Bob kept showing up in my life as baseball. So and I started umpiring when I was 16 for Suburban Umpire Association. They had a fall contract. And my first trainer that I experienced, my first day training session we had outside, Bob Gustin was the first base umpire to teach everybody. So that's how I learned how to do first base, guys. That first day with Bob, from there on is history for me. But through my umpiring career, I developed a personal relationship with Bob. Played a lot of blackjack, learned how to skydive, learned some superstitions and routines, such as playing with lighters, and learning the significance of piggy. Bob had a superstition he used to always have when he umpired. He had a little lucky pig. I don't know who gave it to him.
My daughter.
His daughter gave it to him. That's what I thought. But he would never umpire a game without his pocket. If he didn't have it, he was a wreck. And then Piggy got sick. He lost one of his legs or something.
All 4 of his legs.
So what Bob ended up doing is he went out and got a new Piggy. But before the new Piggy become a real Piggy, that's number 3 as of tonight. So Bob, what do you have to do for a whole season? Piggy had to stay with Piggy in his pocket for the whole season before he put another Piggy to rest. So and once again, that was a lot of fun, different things. On the Greg Miller hit game, that was another game I had to play, just so happens. But when I talked to Miller about doing this, one of the things he brought up, didn't Bob set a record this year? Did he break one of his own records? And I said, yeah, he did. Bob worked, how many CA tournaments, Bob? 17 CA tournaments?
It was a lot.
A lot. This year, he was his last CA tournament. It was a very sad tournament for me in that aspect. But back in, I believe, this first year of Manio, second year of Manio,
Yeah.
Bob was the plate umpire for the longest game in the CA history.
24 to friggin' 22.
24 to 22. And Greg Miller had, I think, 4 home runs and 12 RBIs or something crazy like
Yeah,
that.
and like 7 hits.
But this year, Bob, in his last play job in college baseball, he broke that record again. He now holds the 2 longest games in CA baseball tournament history. This year's game took 2 days. So, but Bob we've had a lot of great times and experiences. Finally, Bob had something good on behind the plate in the game that we worked together. We were going down to UVA, and Lisa was with us also. And the whole way down the road, he was just bitching and yelling. I don't want to work this game. Why? After I got to do the plate, this is stupid. Doing it all the way down here. Sucks, da-da-da. He had an attitude the whole way down there. When you get in the ball game, it's George Washington sucks. They're going to get their asses kicked by UVA. UVA is the number 2 team in the country, and all this stuff, and George Washington's off. Turns out, game was 2-0. And we walk off the field, Bob's all excited and say, wow, that was great, man. That guy threw a no-hitter. That's awesome, you know? Of course, in the 9th inning, Bob strikes him kind of like about this big. You know? Poor kid, he made sports hitters play of the week, actually. Bob was.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what. The pitch, you know, they showed it as the #1 highlight of ESPN bullshit. The only pitch I screwed a kid on all night was the first pitch in the top of the 9th when I called a kid out on strikes because I wanted to get it over with. And it was like that far out. It looked a hell of a lot better when I saw it than it did on TV.
I assume that's part basing. God, I don't want to have to call here, man. This would suck. You know? First umpire goes, man, I'm hoping nothing bad will happen to me. Shit, I don't want to be Jim Joyce. You know, going crazy. But it ends up turning. We didn't walk in there, we go to the locker room, and Bob said, how about that guy throwing nowhere? So Bob, it was a freaking perfect game. He goes, really? I didn't know that. And he's like all excited, 158. So what he had to do, the perfect game is pretty awesome because Bob's worked the last college baseball game was a perfect game. That was, I guess, 2010, I guess it was. We had that game. So the way home, he was like flying on them. Oh, that was a great perfect game. Oh, yeah. Bob was really excited about that. But, you know, Bob's been a lot to this association, you know, and he's touched all of our lives in different ways. And this time, I just really want to ask a couple things here, guys. If anyone has ever worked a game with Bob at any time in their careers, please stand up right now. If any of you have been on the training committee at all, stand up, please, at any time. Or been to a camp or class that he's presented or did anything, please stand up. These are the people you've impacted and made us the best umpires association in the country. And we thank you for your service to our country, the game of baseball, our association, and most of all, your friendship. Thank you.